Well, it has finally happened. Our house at Diggers, our beach house, has officially sold. So goodbye, Diggers Headland Place.
I haven't done any updates for a while because, it's been 2 years almost since our dream of buying a catamaran and learning how to sail, living aboard. We actually started thinking about it, and we had a lot of stuff to do. We had to fix up our house, renovate, and put it on the market and then sell it. Because there's such a wait for new boats for the building process, it's been a long-term project. So now I'm walking through our empty house. So it has sold. Settlement is due for tomorrow, and I'm just coming through the house now, just double checking that everything's ready for the new owner. It is a beautiful house. Oh, just opening the thing. Yeah, it is a beautiful house. I just thought I'd just show you how it all ended up, because we're really quite proud of the differences. And I can't even show you what the property was like when we first bought it, because it was so ugly that I just kept, if I took a photo, I tried to hide just how bad certain things were. But now it's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just going to just have a little walk around. You can see behind me our pizza oven. I love that. I am going to miss that, but wow, I can't wait for the changes that are to come now.
You might remember our plan is to give up our land life. Here's some footage from the Sydney 2019 boat show, where Brett and I took another look at the Leopard 45. We entered into a contract with Leopard Catamarans in April 2018 to have a Leopard 45 built. Our expected delivery date was approximately July 2020. This gave us just over 2 years to get our finances and our lives in order, ready to follow our dream of moving onto the boat and learning to sail. Ultimately, we wish to travel the world in our cat. Walking through this Leopard, you can see the open plan kitchen and dining. Each child has a bedroom, and we have the whole starboard side to ourselves. Once the boat was chosen, we need to spend the next year renovating our house and getting it ready for sale. It took a lot of work, but we never lost track of our ultimate goal. The house was placed on the market, and we moved into a rental property so the real estate agent could do their job. It took nearly a year to sell, and believe me, we had our concerns. What would happen if the house didn't sell? Thankfully, we never had to seriously look at our plans B and C. Wow, so we really have improved this house out of sight. Honestly, if you had seen what we bought, 15 years ago, 12, 15 years ago, it was not this house. It was a horrible blue, yellow, bright blue, like the colour of that sky blue. It was, horrible, falling down. The gardens were awful. This whole block sloped straight away. It was just, we've really done so much work. It was actually literally a case of this was the ugliest house in the street. There was no dining, the kitchen wasn't really there, the living areas were terrible. It was actually completely, for such an expensive house, it was completely unusable, and now I reckon it's pretty amazing. So our job's done. It has been sold, and now it's time to get on with the next stage of our life. So I'm going to have a little chat to you about what that actually means. I'm just coming around here so you can see that's the spare bedroom, Locke's bedroom, our sitting room. It's an outdoor shower here, and this is the path that meanders up to the back terrace. And this is where we found an echidna. We always have goannas, and there's always a kangaroo bouncing around in the bush. It is absolutely lovely. Now I'm starting to feel sad, but I know it's time. It's time for us to have a new adventure. So I'm just going to sit down on this rock here and have a chat to you about what that is.
Hey, okay, so here we are in the back garden, and this is going to be my last time here. The property settles in less than 24 hours. So yeah, like I said, we've been trying to get this adventure underway now for more than 10 years, probably 12 years or so. We've had cafes and shops and businesses in the Coffs Harbour area, and we've been like crazy overworked for so many years, juggling 5 children and businesses. And years and years ago we were reading a blog called Bumfuzzle, and to a couple just went and sold everything, bought a boat, learned how to sail, and then went on this amazing trip around the world, learning as they went. So Brett and I, we used to read this. I mean, we're only in mid-30s then. Brett and I used to read this overnight as our wind down to all the business stuff that we were doing. So even if we went to bed at 10 o'clock at night after doing everything with kids and business, we would sit down and we'd read a couple of chapters of this blog, see where they're up to, see what they were doing, and then we'd go to sleep. And then we'd start the whole day again and do it all again. And I reckon that's probably what kept us sane during those really hectic years where we just couldn't shut off, couldn't slow down, couldn't do anything because our life was so busy. And during that time I actually lost my eldest daughter, and she was really sick, so we were juggling that as well, and all I wanted to do was just get off the merry-go-round, stop doing everything that we were doing, but we just couldn't. We were so committed financially that if one of us didn't turn up, if we both didn't turn up and fire on all cylinders every day, we would have actually lost everything. So I never had a chance to really grieve until 3 years later. From the moment she was getting really ill, we were trying to sell everything, trying to get out of our businesses, and yeah, we were just too indebted, and I just realised what a mistake it had been. And like, admittedly, you work and you don't think that you're going to lose a child, and you don't think that you don't realise how important life is, or how much of your life is taken up by doing the have-to-dos. So our have-to-dos every day were all of our waking time. Like literally all of our waking day was have to. No time for sick, no time for anything else. Bring the children with us because there is no babysitting. Bring the children with us because they're too young for preschool. So it was just horrendous. And when we were losing her, I was trying desperately to get out of the businesses, desperately trying to sell, and wasn't possible. It took us 3 years to sell 2 of the businesses that were the main time sucks, and and then from there it's been a matter of just downsizing everything, so that we can actually spend less time business. And the final hurdle, because we already had this house, and this house was an absolute wreck, so we couldn't sell it. I mean, there's no one in their right mind that would have bought it the way it was when we bought it, so we didn't have any choice but to renovate before we could get rid of that property as well. So it's been a long haul. Everyone thinks we're mad just they think it's a spur of the moment thing, that we're selling our house and buying a boat, but really it's taken us a long time to get this stage, and this was our last hurdle. Sell this house. The only trouble is, because it takes such a long time to build a boat, and we didn't know if the house was going to sell and everything, we really had to commit to the boat 2 years ago. So we committed to the boat as we were finishing the house, and the boat's now due to arrive. It's going to be in Australia in June, so we're at the end of January right now. My arm's getting tired holding this up. Anyway, so it's going to be arriving in June, and we're in January. It will be shown at the Sydney Boat Show, we believe. So we got a really good discount from Leopard to allow it to be shown there. So we're not sure at the moment when we get delivery. I'm guessing it's after the Sydney Boat Show. But yeah, it's a beautiful boat. We've only seen it twice, or seen a copy of it twice, not our boat. But we're told that it's 3/4 through production already. It's being made in South Africa. And I'll put up some specifications because I'd really like to hear what anyone boating thinks about what we've got and what we haven't got, because this is actually really, really new to us. We have no idea. Yeah, but it's an adventure that we want to take. It's an adventure that we're taking with our children. It will be a while before we probably get out of the marina, given that we don't really have too much of an idea yet. And just a bit of an update about our kids. Our 2 older children, they're working and they're not living at home anymore, so they're in their 20s. Because like I said, this has been a long-term thing for us. The 2 younger ones, one is Lachlan, 14, and Anne, who is 12. So, shortly we're going to be living on board a boat, which is going to be a real adjustment for them as well. And we'll all be learning together, and we'll all be working out what our jobs are, how to maintain a boat, how to do everything. So yeah, I am going to put the specifications in this in the bottom of the YouTube, and I would really appreciate any advice, any thoughts. We still have to do our boat licenses. It sounds a bit silly, but we've been leaving it until closer to the time to join the yacht, well, we've joined the yacht club, but to get involved with the yacht club and to do our licenses, because I'm nearly 50 now, and I'm thinking I just need all this stuff to be fresh in my mind when I get on the boat, and I'm scared that if I do it too early that I'm going to forget everything. And I'd just like it, I know it's crazy, I'd just like it to be fresh in my mind, but I think we're getting to the pointy end now. This is when we should be learning all these things, and I'd love to hear exactly what everybody thinks about what we should be doing. All help and positive encouragement would be very much appreciated. So I'm going to get this up, and I can only send pics of what the boat should look like when we get it, because obviously we don't have it yet. Okay, well, thank you for listening to my ramblings. I really hope that there are people out there that can help us. I really hope that there's people that we inspire as well, because this has been a long time coming, and there's been a lot of times that Brett said, oh my god, this is just too hard, it's not coming together, and that's just what it is. It hasn't been easy. It has been a step by step, one step at a time. Is there a plan B, because I don't think this is going to work, but yeah, bit by bit it's come together, and we've got the businesses that we've kept are ones that we can do remotely, because obviously we're going to need income. We've still got 2 children to support, and apparently boats are really expensive, and I haven't gone too far into that because I don't want to hear right now that we can't afford it. We need to cross that bridge when it comes. Hopefully it doesn't come, but anyway, so yeah, so this is probably the beginning of us trying to just live more of our life, trying to take things a little slower, one day at a time. It's amazing to see how small an area and how few things you actually need in your life. And this has been a real paring down of responsibilities, but paring down of properties, paring down of wants, and just going with needs. The kids, for the last 2 years for Christmas, the kids have barely got anything. It's been nothing, because we can't bring anything onto the boat, so why buy something that's not useful? So we're really happy to be swapping work responsibilities, well, not all work, but sacrificing income. Sorry, I thought I heard a snake. I'm scared of snakes. Sacrificing income for time. Okay. So thank you for listening to my spiel, my blurb, my whatever. I will post some more details and I'll keep you up to date as to where the boat is. Hopefully the house doesn't fall through tomorrow. Yep, that's my last hurdle. That's the last thing, but I shouldn't touch wood. I'm in the wood bark, so touch wood. And I'm saying goodbye to the inside of the house now because all my keys are inside. So now this is goodbye.
So that video was recorded at the end of January 2020. Happily, the sale went through without a hitch. Over the months, we've continued to sell off furniture and belongings ready for the arrival of our cat. COVID-19 has brought a few changes to our boat plans. We had intended to visit Century Cove Boat Show and organise a few things like a dinghy, life jackets, and get quotes for insurance and a genset. Unfortunately, the show was cancelled due to COVID-19. The Sydney Boat Show was also cancelled. Our boat was due to be displayed at that show. After speaking with the dealer in Brisbane, we've now been told that our boat will arrive in Brisbane in approximately 6 to 7 weeks. The dealer will take delivery and we will be receiving handover in the first week of August. This will give us a chance to have a genset installed and have a few other things ready for the journey from Brisbane to Coffs Harbour Marina. One of the big things on our to-do list at the moment is find someone who can skipper the boat home with us. We really want to use that trip as an opportunity to start learning how to sail. So don't forget to subscribe, like and follow Gypsy Life.